Okay. Section 2.2. Okay. Here, you will see most of the contents that you have seen to find the augmented matrix from the given linear system of equations. And here, Gaussian elimination and Gauss-Jordan elimination. Okay. But I will use PDF file for today's lectures. Okay. Here, Gaussian elimination is an algorithm for finding systems of linear equations. Okay. In this section, we will define low reduced echelon form of a given matrix and reduced low echelon form of a given matrix to understand this Gaussian elimination and Gauss-Jordan elimination that you already familiar with. When you solve a linear system of equation, you did use elimination method. For example, if you have this type of linear system of equation, then you multiplied 2 on the second equation like this, then you multiplied -1 on the second, the first equation to eliminate this variable, like this. And then divide by 7 on the second equation, like this. So you know y is equal to -1. Then you substitute this -1 to the first equation to get 2x is equal to 4, which gives you x is equal to 2. This is the method that you used. Actually, this was the elimination method. What the operations that you did use was one of these followings at each step. You did exchange the two equations. First, R1 and R2 sometimes, and you multiplied a scalar to an equation, or you multiplied a scalar to one row, one equation, and then added it to the other equation to have a new equation, like here, isn't it? This is called the first type exchange, elementary row operation, and second type elementary row operation for the scalar multiplication, and we call this is third type elementary row operation. This which is the most important. Okay, we will write it as a ERO. For example, when you solve this linear system of equation, you did multiply -2 on the first equation, added it to the second equation to make this second equation simpler, like this. You multiplied -3 on the first equation to eliminate the 3x on the third equation. Okay? And then you divided the second equation by 2 like this, and you multiplied -3 on the second equation to eliminate the 3y's like this. And if you divide this third equation by -1/2, then you will have like this, which gives you g is equal to 3. Then you substitute this g to here to have y, and you substitute g equals 3 and y is equal to 2 on the first equation to have x is equal to 1. So you had the equation 1 to the solution x, y, z as 1, 2, 3 like this. But here the important thing is in this whole process you never used x, y, and z. These variables just keep their positions, but didn't do nothing. You never wrote it, and you didn't use those variables at all. So if you write this linear system of equation in this form, this is matrix form, then what you did here is exactly same as this. You multiplied -2 on the first row to eliminate this 2, like this. And you multiplied -3 on the first row to eliminate 3, like this, isn't it? And then you divide the second row by 2, to have this, and then you multiplied minus 3 on the second row and added that row to the third row like this, to eliminate the 3. So this is nothing but the matrix operation. What the elimination method you have used before was nothing but the elementary row operation on the matrix, on the augmented matrix from the linear system of equation that you had. So this linear system of equation can be found in by using that elementary row operations. This is much simpler, and you didn't even use the variables x, y, z in the whole the process, so it's much clearer. So from here, you can rewrite this linear system of equation in this form to have your solutions, which is 1, 2, 3. So Gauss realized when you deal with the large size linear system of equation, you don't need all the variables to have the solution if we use this method, only augmented matrices. Okay, so he thought about this special type of matrix, which gives us a very easy way to find the solution. So he gave a name for this form of a matrix, which is a low echelon form. That's as you see here, the first non-zero variables of each rows start first, like this, in a stairways. Okay? 계단 형식으로 나타나죠. 이렇게 첫 번째 각 로우의 첫 번째 제로는 1이고, 그리고 그 다음 번째 로우의 일들은 이렇게 아래쪽, 계단의 아래쪽에 나타나듯이 이렇게 나타나고, 스텝 형식으로. 그 다음에 그 리딩 제로의 원 아래는 다 0이고, 첫 번째 로우의 제일 첫 번째 논 제로는 1이고, 그리고 만약에 제로 로우가 있다면 그건 다 제일 아래쪽으로 오고, 이제 그런 거. 만약 다 했더니 없어지는 게 있으면 제일 아래쪽으로 바꿔버리면 되죠. 그리고 순서도 바꿀 수 있고 하는 그런 걸 생각한 거예요. So he gave a name for that special type form of matrices. So when on n by n matrix E satisfy these following three properties, that matrix is called is in low echelon form, REF. The first, if there is a row consisting of only zeros, if you have 0 rows, then it is placed on the bottom position. And the first non-zero entry appearing in each row should be 1. We call this is a leading entry, leading non-zero entry. Okay? If there is a leading entry in both the ith row and the I plus 1 row, then the leading entry in the I plus 1th row is placed on the right of the leading entry in ith row. If you have leading non-zero entries, then it should be placed like this, like a stepwise, 계단같이 옆으로. 한 줄에 111 이렇게 있으면 다 상수배에서 없앨 수 있죠. 그러니까 없앨 수 있을 때까지 없애서 그 계단 형식으로 만들려는 거예요. 그 계단 형식으로 만들어줘야지 나중에 G is equal to 뭐 이렇게 딱 나오죠. 그래야지 그거를 위에 집어넣어서 Y를 구하고, 그래야 그거 XY, YG를 집어넣어서 X를 구하고 하는 것이죠. 그러니까 계단 형식이 굉장히 중요한 거예요. Okay, so we call that's that matrix. If a matrix satisfies these three properties, then we call it is in low echelon form. Last, if a matrix is in low echelon form and satisfies one more property like this, if a column contains a leading entry of some row, then all the other entries of that column are 0. Then we call it is in reduced low echelon form. What it means is, 여기서는 지금 이거는 지금 로우 에첼론 폼이 된 거예요. 근데 만약에 그거에 보태서 요 위에도, 요 리딩 1의 위도 다 0이면, 그러면, 즉, 여기다가 마이너스 1배해서 위에 더해주면 요게 0이 되죠. 여기다가 마이너스 2배해서 여기 더해주면 요거 0 되죠. 그렇죠? 여기다가 마이너스 7분의 1을 곱해갖고 더해주면 요거 0 되죠? 그래서 요 리딩 1의 아랫뿐만 아니라 위도 다 0으로 만들어주면 그 모양은 그러면 그거를 우리가 로우 에칠론 폼에서 한 번 더 해서 리듀스 했다고, 더 단순한 모양으로 만들었다고 리듀스 로우 에칠론 폼 RREF라 그래요. 그러면 그것이 어떤 의미가 있을까요? 이게 111이고 이게 다 0이고 이퀘이션 요런 어그먼트 매트릭스가 나왔다면 그에 상응하는 연립방 정식은 뭐예요? x 이퀄 뭐, y 이퀄 뭐, g 이퀄 뭐 이렇게 되는 거죠? 이게 다 0이라는 소리니까. 그렇죠? 그러면 그냥 연립방 정식이 그냥 풀리는 거죠? 즉 이거를 RREF까지 구해 놓으면 그냥 답이 눈앞에 보이는 거죠. 가우스가 그 앞에까지를 생각했다 그러면 조르단이 이제 그거까지 여기서 좀 한 발 더 나가서 좀 더 심플리파이해서 요거를 이렇게 이 리딩 베리어블의 위까지 다 0이게 만들면 그럼 더 쉽게 답을 구할 수 있네 하고 생각해낸 게 조르단이에요. 그래서 그거를 거기까지 가서 답을 구하는 걸 가우스 조르단 엘리미네이션이라 그러는 거예요. 아이디어가 굉장히 단순하죠. 여러분들도 이런 아이디어 하나만 내면은 여러분의 이름이 영원히 남는 거예요. 수학에서 또 과학에서. Okay? Any questions on the definition of REF and RREF? Okay, it's all clear. So here is the examples. These matrices are in low echelon form. Like you see, we have known there is no zero rows above the non-zero rows. Okay, so 첫 번째 조건. Second, the leading non-zeros are all ones. Okay, ones like this. Okay, and then it's in the staircase. Staircase is like this. So it satisfies three properties, like including this. All the zero rows on the bottom, and if there is a non-zero entries, it should be 1, but there's nothing, so it's second, so okay. Third, it's in the staircase because there are no non-zeros. So he said all of this satisfies the three properties. So these are all in low echelon form. Next, here. In this matrix, the zero rows is in between, not on the bottom. So this does not satisfy the first condition. So it is not in low echelon form. Here, this leading non-zero is not 1. So it does not satisfy the second condition. So it's not in low echelon form. Here, this is the leading one, leading non-zero, but below we have non-zero entries. Non-zeros here. So this is not in the staircase. 계단 모양이 아니죠? 이거는 non-zero가 있으면 이 아래가 다 0이어야 되는데 아니죠? 자, 그래서 이거는 third case. 그러니까 계단 모양을 만족하지 못하고 third condition을 satisfy 하지 못해서 this is not in the low echelon form. So these are the examples. So it's very easy to see. If you should see the staircase, then ones where the ones located, leading ones located. Next, the followings are in RREF, low reduced echelon form. This is in the REF form, and also the above of these leading ones are all zeros. So it satisfies the first condition. So it's in RREF. So leading one above of the leading ones are all zeros. Here, above of the leading ones are all zeros. Even though it has -2 and -3 are here, but it does not. It's okay. Still is in the REF, and it satisfies first condition. So it is in RREF. So whatever you do have here, but still they are all REF. Is in REF form. If you have all zeros above the leading ones, then whatever values you have here, but still they are in RREF. Okay? Okay? So these are in REF, and these are all are in RREF. Very clear. Now we officially define the elementary row operation, ERO. Suppose we have an n by n matrix A. The following operations are called elementary row operations. Exchange the ith row and the jth row of A. Okay. Like this. Ith row and jth row interchanged. Okay? We note this. multiply the ith row of A by a non-zero constant K. So on K, the ith row, you just multiply scalar K on here. Add the third type elementary row operation. Add the multiplication of the ith row of A by K to the jth row. Like multiply K on the ith row of the matrix and add it to the jth row and replace the jth row with this. This is called the third type elementary row operation that you use a lot when you solve linear system of equations, most. Okay, these three type of operations are called the first and second, third type of elementary row operations. If you use these elementary row operations, then a given matrix turn into a form in REF and RREF. You can make it. You can simplify the given augmented matrix in this form, REF or RREF, by using only these elementary row operations. If B is obtained from a matrix A by elementary row operations, then A and B are row equivalent. We call, if you have an A matrix, you only use the elementary row operation finally many times, then you will have a new matrix B. You call these two matrices are row equivalent. Okay. This row equivalent means it has many properties. 중요한 것은 이 어그먼트 매트릭스가 있었고 엘레멘터리 로우 오퍼레이션을 이용해서 다른 로우 이퀴벌런트한 매트릭스를 구했다고 한다면 중요한 거는 여기서 이 연립방정식, 원래 연립방정식을 풀어서 구한 답하고 이 REF나 RREF, 엘레멘터리 로우 오퍼레이션 해서 얻어진 그런 시스템을 풀어서 얻은 답이 똑같은 거예요. 해집합이 똑같아요. 그렇다면 당연히 복잡한, 큰 크기의 복잡한 문제를 푸는 것보다는 간단히 단순한 모양으로 바꿔놓고 그냥 쭉 대입해서 답을 풀면 언제나 쉽게 답을 구할 수 있겠죠. 그게 작은 사이즈일 땐 별 차이가 안 나지만 행렬 사이즈가 10바이 10, 20바이 25 뭐 이런 식으로 커지면 그러면 확 달라지죠. 계산 시간이. 그렇죠? So this the concept of row equivalent is quite important. Okay. You may see some references on RREF here. This is a website that one of my friends made it, and here the matrix is defined, and augmented matrix and elementary row operations were defined. For example, yeah, here. Examples here. This linear system of equation can be written in this way as an augmented matrix. Then you simplify it, and then you have this simple linear system of equation to have a solution. This computation can be done in here like this. So the matrix was defined, and then computation was done to find the REF form, and then do the computation, and then what? Then you have find multiply on second row, the first row on 2 and add it, and then rescale it to make it 1, and then add the multiple of the first row and add it. So this shows the kind of elementary row operations. I made all this in a much simpler form here, so you will use it. Okay. Anyway, so the thing is here from this matrix you interchange, you rotate the rows here, but so this matrix. By the first type elementary row operation, you have this. So they are equivalent. They are row equivalent matrix. From here, you multiply the minus 3 on the first row and add it to the second row here to make this. So see, these two matrices are row equivalent. From here, you multiply the 1 over minus 2 on the second row to have this. So these two are row equivalent. you multiplied -2 on the second row and add it to the first row to have this matrix, identity matrix from here. So these are row equivalent. So eventually, all of these 5 matrices are row equivalent. Okay? Okay, here is the example. Finding REF and RREF. This is a matrix. And find the REF and the RREF by applying elementary row operations. So here, the first you have 0 entries on the first. So you interchange this row to the bottom, to the second row like this. You change the first and second row like this. And then you divide the first row by 2 to make the leading non-zero as a 1 here like this. Then you multiply -2 and add on the first row and add it to the third row to make this one 0. Then you completed your operation for the first column. Okay. Next is done. You have a non-zero leading one here, so you divided it by the second row by -2. Then you have this second row, second leading one. You make it as a second leading one as 1. Then you multiply -5 on the second row and add it to the third row to make this 0 like this. Then you have the leading non-zero here, so you multiply 2 on the third row to make it 1 here. Then you have a staircase matrix, and all the leading ones are 1s. So now you have the matrix which is in low echelon form. Okay? Okay, then this is the REF one REF form of A. Okay, next, we go further. From here, you multiply 5 on the second row and add it to the first row to make this one 0, the above one, to go to RREF form. So to make it this one 0, and it's done. The third column's done. For the third non-zero entries, it's all zeros here already, so you don't have to nothing. Okay, so you now have the REF form, and all the entries above the leading ones are zeros. So this matrix is in RREF form. This is a unique RREF form of a given matrix. Okay, here, so this is RREF, the RREF form of A. So for a given matrix, you can have many different REF forms, but you have only one RREF form. 그래서 보통 시험에서는 REF를 구하라 그러면 답이 여러 개 많이 나오니까 채점하기가 힘들잖아요. 그러니까 시험 문제 낼 때는 행렬을 주고 RREF 폼을 구해라 그래야 답이 하나라 채점하기가 좋아서 손으로 푸는 시험 문제에서는 RREF를 구하라 그래요. 그런데 실제로 연립방정식을 풀 때는 그냥 REF까지만 구한 다음에 그냥 대입하면 답이 나오죠. RREF까지 안 구해도 답을 쉽게 구할 수 있죠. 그러니까 보통 연립방정식을 풀 때는 그냥 REF 구해서 바로 backward substitution을 해서 구해요. Okay, here I show you. This is a matrix calculator that we made at Seongjonggan University. This is a 2x2 matrix, and you can do the matrix operations here. For example, you can find what you can make make augmented matrix here. You can find the determinant, you can find the characteristic polynomial, you can find the eigenvalues, and you can do matrix computations. You can find the inner product and projections, and most of things can be done in here at once. For example, you can make changes on here. You have a matrix A, then you can choose matrix A, and you can add this matrix and this matrix. Then you will have matrix A plus B here like this. This matrix is square. This matrix is symmetry, non-symmetry. This is invertible matrix. It automatically gives you. From here, you can also find what? You can do computation. You can find the augmented matrix of this A plus B with the vector V here. This is augmented matrix. This is RREF of augmented matrix of A plus B with the vector V. Okay. So there are many things can be done. You can find the determinant of this matrix T. You can find what norm of this matrix. You can find the eigenvalues of this matrix. 2 by 2 matrix has like so. There are many things can be done at once here. Okay. So computation is not the problem at all for you. Okay. One other thing. Okay. You that not only 2 by 2 matrix. You can do by 4 by 4 matrix. You can generate 4 by 4 matrix randomly. Like you have a 4 by 4 matrix. You can find the A minus B matrix like this, or you can multiply these two matrices, A star A. You can do many things. You can find the determinant of this the matrix of A transpose A. So many things can be done, even for the very large size computation. The algorithms are exactly the same. All this was made in Python-based code. Okay. Anyway, so the next example is find the RREF of A like this. Okay, find the RREF here. And here. So you can do it by your hand easily, but also you can define a matrix and you can give your command that gives you print the RREF of the matrix A. Then this gives you the exactly one RREF of the given matrix. Okay. Okay. Here. I can show you here. You can copy. You can go there and you can make a copy of this code to do it. For the examples, the exercise problems at the end of chapter 2, you will have the different matrices there, and will be asked to find the REF or RREF of a given matrix. Then all you have to do is copy this and change the matrix and size 3 by 5 here, and size and the entries. Then the same command will give you the answer. Okay. Okay, and next. Here, two linear systems whose augmented matrices are row equivalent are equivalent. That is, they have the same solution sets. So if you have AX equal B, and if the augmented matrix is corresponding linear system equation to BX equal D, then the solution set of the original one is same as solution set of CX is equal to D if the matrix A and C are equivalent. Okay, if the augmented matrix are equivalent, then the two systems have the same solution set. So solving one problem is exactly the same of solving the simpler form that you can find by using the elementary row operations on the augmented matrix of the given linear system of equations. Gaussian elimination is a method to transform the augmented matrix of linear system equation to REF. For example, you have a linear system of equation, then you form a augmented matrix like this, and using the elementary row operations to finding the REF form of this one, then the solution of this linear system of equation, corresponding linear system of equation set, is same as the solution set of this original linear system of equation. They are same. So the solution here is if G is equal to 3, then plug it in here, then Y should be minus 1. Then if you plug minus 1 and 3 on here, then you will have G is equal to 3. Isn't it? So 2 minus 1, 3 is the solution. So the solution set of this linear system of equation is this singleton set. There's a unique solution on here. Okay? It has a unique solution. So from the Gaussian elimination, you can find the solution without any difficulties. Gauss-Jordan elimination. This is a method to transform the augmented matrix of a linear system into RREF, low reduced echelon form. Okay. For example, if suppose you have this linear system of equation, and if you use a Gauss-Jordan elimination, then you form this linear system of equation into augmented matrix, then find the augmented matrix first, A with this vector V, form an augmented matrix, and then find the RREF of this augmented matrix, then you will have RREF matrix like this. Okay? Then the corresponding linear system of equation is like this. Very easy, even though you have a large size linear system of equation. From here, you know, we have six variables, and we have only three equations. So we let this, except these leading ones, then we have x2 and x4 and x5 are free. So let x2, x4, x5 as the real, arbitrary real number R, S, and T, then the solution can be found with those R, S, and T. Like x6 is 1/3, x5 is T, so x4 is S, so x3 should be minus 2x4, which is minus 2s. Okay, then x2 is R. With those, you will have x1 like this. So the solution x1 to x3 can be written as this for real number R, S, and T. So this is the whole solution set of the given linear system of equation. It has infinite many solutions. Okay? So if you have the large size linear system of equation, then all you have to do is find the RREF form of this augmented matrix, then find the let the free variables for the real numbers, then you can easily find the solution set like this. Okay, from here, we can expose a general solution of a vector form with these real numbers. For example, if this xi's can be written in this way, okay, then this can be written as a scalar vector constant vector plus these vectors with the scalar multiple of these three vectors like this. This is very important. You should know how to write this solution as a linear combination of vectors like this in order to express your solution set. Okay, so from there, you will learn how to deal with the solution set in a better way. Okay, summary: Gaussian elimination, Gauss-Jordan elimination. Gaussian elimination is a method that using REF form of A by the elementary operations. Gauss-Jordan elimination is a method to solve the linear system of equation by using RREF of the matrix, augmented matrix. Okay. Here, definition. We define leading variables and pre-variables. Okay. A leading variable, or some book call these pivot variables. In operational research, pivot variable is the language, but leading variable is the right terminology for linear algebra. A leading variable is a variable corresponding to the column containing a leading entry in RREF, like this. If you see the leading non-zero ones here, then the 1, 2, 3. These are the leading variables. Okay, then so if you have REF form, you can easily specify the leading variables, isn't it, Mr. Baekseonyuk? Yes. If you have a matrix, then you can easily find the REF form of the given one. Okay, then you can specify the leading variables, which are these ones, the first non-zero entries. Then free variable, this is a very important concept, free variable. This is related to the solution space, solution set. Free variable, a variable corresponding to the column not containing or leading entries in RREF. In RREF, the ones or variables is not containing to the leading entries in RREF. For example, here in the column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, these are variables corresponding. Here 1, 2, these three are related with the leading variables, but there are 1, 2, 3 variables are left. They are all free, like RST that you define. So we call these 1, 2, 3 variables are free variables. If you add these leading variables and free variables, then it sums up to the number of whole variables. Okay? So addition of leading variables plus free variables is the whole number of variables. Here in this case, x1 from x1 to x6, 6 of them. So in this case, you have 3 leading variables, x1, x3, and x6. You have 3 free variables, x2, x4, and x5. Okay? For example, here, these are leading variables, and these are free variables. Okay? Leading variables and free variables. This is will be very important in the later discussions, so you should know about it. Free variables. Okay, next, homogeneous linear system. Yeah. This is if you have all bi's are 0 in the linear system of equation, we call this is a homogeneous system of linear equations. Okay. Here, in this case, if all the xi's are 0, then it always satisfies this linear system of equation. Okay. So this the zero vector is always a solution of this homogeneous system of equations. So we call it is a trivial solution. Zero vector is always a solution for a homogeneous system of linear equations. Okay? Okay. In the end also, if we have 2 solutions of homogeneous system, the sum of these 2 solutions is also a solution of that same homogeneous system of equation. If ax is equal to 0 and ay is equal to 0, then x plus y is also a solution, because ax plus y is equal to ax plus ay is equal, which is 0 plus 0, which is 0. So x plus y satisfies the linear system of equation, homogeneous linear system of equation. It is a solution too. Interesting fact is here, if we in the homogeneous system of equation, if you have 2 solutions, 2 distinct solutions, then any of this linear combination is also a solution. Which means if we find 2 solutions for the homogeneous linear system of equation, you always have infinitely many solutions. So for particularly in homogeneous system of equations, you have either a trivial solution, only one solution, which is always a solution, or infinite many solutions. For the homogeneous system of equation, if you have a non-trivial solution, one non-trivial solution, which means you have infinite many solutions. Because any scalar multiple of that solution is also a solution of the given homogeneous system of equations. Okay. Using the Gauss-Jordan elimination, express the solution of the following homogeneous equation as a vector form. Here, this is a homogeneous system of equation. So we can find the augmented matrix like this, and its RREF can be found in this way. Here, as you see, we have first row and second row and third row, we have three leading variables corresponding x1 and x3 and x6. Yeah. Then which the variables which is not belongs to it is x2 and x4 and x5. Okay, here. This means we have three leading entries corresponding the variables x1, x3, and x6, and the rest variables x2, x4, x5 should be free variables. So we have three leading variables and three free variables x2, x4, x5. So let x2, x4, x5 be R, S, and T for any arbitrary real number R, S, T. Then from this linear system of equation, we have this, from here, this system can be written in this way. The last is 1 times x6 is equal to 0, which means x6 should be 0. And from here, 1 x3, this should be plus. Isn't it? This should be plus. Okay. 그러니까 만약에 이렇게 보다가 에러 찾으면 Q&A에다가 몇 페이지에 뭐가 부호가 틀렸습니다. 이렇게 올려줘요. 나중에 내가 가산점 줄게. 그러면 한 사람들 참여해. This should be plus before I found. Okay. Here. 자, and here 1x plus 3x2 plus 4x4 plus 2x5 is equal to 0. Okay. So we have this linear system of equation. So let free variables R, S, and T. Then x1 can be written as this, x2 can be, so x6 is 0, x5 is T, x4 is S, so x3 comes from here, is minus 2s2, x2 is equal to R, and x1 can be written as a linear combination of these. So this xi's can be written as what? Linear combination of these three vectors, like what you saw. Which means the solution set of this linear system of equation can be written as a linear combination of these three vectors. Okay? 이게 왜 중요하냐면 여러분들이 지금 솔루션 연립방정식을 해서 해를 구하는 게 중요한 거 아니에요? 그 일반적인 그 해집합 전체를 구하기 위해서 먼저 호모지니어스 시스템에 대한 해집합을 구하는 거예요. 이 해집합은 단순히 그냥 무수히 많은 해가 있다 이런 정도가 아니라 이게 구조가 있어요. 이게 부분 공간이에요. 이게 해 공간이에요. 이걸 여러분들이 3장에서 부분 공간에서 배우는 거예요. 그래서 지금 이걸 배우는, 지금 단순히 방정식을 푸는 걸 배우는 게 아니에요. 여러분들. 이 해 집합이 무수히 많은데 그 무수히 많은 해 집합을 이해하려면 어떻게 생겼는지를 알고 성질을 알아야 될 거 아니에요? 여기에 중요한 건 이 해 집합은 이 세 개 벡터만 알면 그러면 이것 전체 무수히 많은 해 집합을 우리가 완전히 이해할 수가 있는 거죠. 무수히 많은 것들을, 무한하게 많은 것들을 다 하나씩 확인할 필요가 없이. 무슨 말인지 이해되죠? 그래서 중요한 거예요. 모든 해들이 이제는 아까 얘기했듯이 제로 해 하나하나 무수히 많은 해가 있다 그러는데 그 무수히 많은 해 중에서 우리가 찾아야 될 거 아니야. 옵티멀한 솔루션을 찾아야 될 거 아니에요. 그렇지 않아? 해가 그러기 위해서는 그 해 집합을 이해해야 되고 이 해 집합을 하기 위해서 지금 선형대수학을 배운 거예요. 해 집합의 성질을 알아야 거기서 옵티멀 솔루션을 찾아낼 수가 있지. 그렇죠? 지금 다 그 정지 작업이에요. Okay? So now you are able to find the solution set from any homogeneous linear system of equation. 자, 지금까지 배운 거로 여러분들이 어떤 homogeneous 시스템을 주더라도 그거에 어그먼트 매트릭스의 REF 구할 수 있죠? 그렇죠? 그러면 쉽게 그 솔루션을 프리 베리어블 구할 수 있죠? 프리 베리어블을 RST로 주면은 그러면 모든 솔루션들을 그 프리 베리어블들을 이용해서 표현할 수 있죠? 이런 식으로. 그래서 솔루션 셋을 구할 수 있죠. 어떤 경우라도 사이즈가 아무리 커도 문제가 아니죠. 오케이. 그러니까 여러분들은 그냥 어떤 문제를 푸는 걸 배운 게 아니라 무수히 많은 어떤 문제를 주더라도 여러분들은 그 문제에 대한 답을 줄 수 있는 모든 이론을 배운 셈이에요 지금. 특히 호모지니어스 시스템에 대해서는. 오케이. 자, next. Theorem 2.2.2 Number of free variables in a homogeneous linear system. in a homogeneous linear system with n unknowns, if the RREF of the augmented matrix has k leading ones, then the solution set has n-k free variables. 이게 내가 얘기한 거죠. 베리어블이 x1부터 x6까지 있으면 리딩 베리어블이 있고 나머지가 프리 베리어블이죠. 그게 결국은 리딩 베리어블 이렇게 주는 숫자나 이쪽 저기 위에서 보는 숫자가 똑같죠. 여기서 3개면 여기 로우에서 3개면 컬럼에서도 리딩 베리어블은 3개 있다는 소리죠. 합치면 그게 전체 컬럼의 개수가 되죠. 그 전체 컬럼의 개수가 전체 베리어블의 개수죠. 오케이? 그러면 그게 바로 이미 베리어블이 n개였는데 리딩 베리어블 k면 프리 베리어블이 몇 개? n-k개. That's what this says. So, as you, from the observation, we already have, if you have n variables, n unknowns, and that augmented matrix, if the RREF of that augmented matrix has k leading ones, then number of free variables are n-k. So addition of this k plus n-k should be the whole number of variables which was on the column. Okay. Next, the homogeneous system can be written in this way. We have m equations. Okay. It always has a non-trivial solution if m is less than n. What this means? If you have a linear system of equation which has more variables and less equations, 미지수는 10개인데 방정식은 5개밖에 없으면 당연히 최대한의 리딩 베리어블은 5개밖에 5개 이상 나올 수가 없죠. 근데 베리어블은 10개면 프리 베리어블이 5개 이상이 되지. 프리 베리어블이 있다는 소리는 해 집합이 무수히 많다는 소리, 해가 무수히 많다는 소리죠. 프리 베리어블이 있으니까. 프리 베리어블이 하나만 있으면 벌써 무수히 많은 해가 나오니까 프리 베리어블이, 즉 m이 n보다 작다는 것은 베리어블의 개수보다 이퀘이션의 개수가 작다는 소리니까 베리어블 중에는 프리 베리어블이 생기고, 그러면 자연스럽게 it has a non-trivial solution, which means you have infinitely many solutions. That's what it says. 그렇죠? It has at least one free variable, so it has infinite many solutions. That's what it says. Okay. You can see from this GeoGebra tool, which was made by somebody at the other school, and shows how these elementary row operations can be done in GeoGebra. And I think that's the end of this chapter. And yeah, I also have a smartphone application to do this computation that I already made, which can be found on the web address. Several years ago, I made it. And here, exercise, chapter 2, we have exercise problems. Before we go through exercise, any questions? Okay, then we will spend about 5 minutes to go through these exercise problems. Answer the questions for the following linear system. Here, suppose we have this linear system of equations, then find the coefficient matrix. What it is? 1, 7, and this, and 1, -2, 3, and 1, 1, 1. This is a coefficient matrix. What's the and what express this matrix, this linear system of equation in a linear systems in this form? Then let A is this, and X is X1, X2, X3, and B be 1, 17, and 9. Then AX, B, this matrix can be written as in this form, isn't it? AX is equal to B, where A, X, and B are like this. It can be simplified in this way. Find the augmented matrix, what it is. A is here, and B is here. That can be found in here. If we have a matrix, if we find a matrix and and the vector B, then augmented matrix can be found in this way easily. Okay. Next, find the linear system with the augmented matrix as following, with 4 variables like this. If you have a augmented matrix like this, then you can easily find the linear system of equation like this without much difficulty. 11x1 plus 4x2 plus 3x3 minus 3x4 is equal to 0, and 6x2 plus 3x3 minus 3x4 is equal to minus 3, and x1 plus 7x3 minus x4 is equal to minus 11. So you have 3 equations. Okay. Next, like this. and find the number of leading variables and free variables in the solution set of the following system. Then, yeah, if you have 1, 2, 3, this is already is in the RF form. Okay, so these free leading variables are x1 and x2 and x4. So free variables are x3 and x5, isn't it? So if you simplify it in RF form, you can easily specify the leading variables and free variables from what you see. Which matrix are in REF and RREF or RREF? In this matrix, this is not in RREF because this is not 1 and this is not 1. This is not in RREF because the below of the leading ones are not 0. Yeah. So this is not 0 also, not 1. Okay, you can find the RREF of this. This is RREF form of this, and this is the RREF form of this one. Solve this linear system using Gaussian elimination. From here, you make an augmented matrix, then do the elementary row operations, and then you have RREF of B like this. Then you have one free variables. But here, what you are asked to find only one solution. So you just find substitute to any constant for the x4, and then you will find a solution. Yeah. Just you find only one solution. But it has infinite many solutions because it has only 3 leading variables. You have a free variables here, x4, so you have infinite many solutions. Solve the system using Gauss-Jordan elimination. From this, you do the Gaussian eliminations, and to have the RREF form, then this means G is equal to 1, and Y is equal to 3, and X is equal to 1. So 1, 3, 1, that's the unique solution for this linear system modification. In the following circuit, write the linear system to find the circulant. From here, you use the Kirchhoff's laws here to build up the equations 1, 2, 3, 4. And this gives you a linear system of equation like this. And here the question is just to build up a linear system to find this current. So you build it up the 4 equations, and you build up the linear system of equation to find this I's. Okay? Solving the equation is very easy because the RREF of that is this, which means the I1 is 3, I2 is equal to 3, I3 is equal to 2, I4 is equal to 1. The computation can be done easily if you build up the equation. That is called the linear mathematical modeling. If you build up a system of equations, then you can always find the solutions without much difficulty from what you have learned. In general, we are given a linear system with m equations and n unknowns like this. If there are k free variables, and what is the number of leading variables? What? If you have n variables, you have k free variables, then what's the number of free variables? What's the number of leading variables? That must be n minus k, because the addition of leading variables and free variables should be the whole number of variables, which is n. Write a linear system with 4 unknowns and 3 equations whose solution set is given below. Then from here, you can easily build up, find the equation that has the solution like this. Suppose 3 points passes through a parabola, then by plugging in 3 points, obtain 3 linear equations, isn't it? If this 3 point passes this parabola, then you have an equation that satisfies these 3 points like this. From here, you can build up a linear system of equation, and you can find the RREF form of it, which gives you the A0 and A1 and A2. A0, A1, and A0, A1, and A2, which gives you this linear system of equation, the quadratic equation. 자, 이게 무슨 의미하면 여러분들이 몇 개의 점을 지나는 몇 차 방정식 구하는 문제는 다 구할 수 있다는 문제죠? 얘기죠? 그렇죠? 5개의 점을 지나는 4차식. 그러면 4차식을 써놓고 5개의 점을 집어넣으면은 그 5×5 행렬이 나오죠? 그 5×5 행렬을 가지고 하는 연립방정식을 만들 수 있죠? 그러면 가우스호법을 이용하면 바로 이퀘이션 5차식을 바로 스페시파이 할 수 있죠. 그러면 5개 점을 지나는 4차 방정식 계수가 A0, A1, A2, 3, A0 플러스 A1, X 플러스 A2, X제곱 플러스 A3, X 세제곱 플러스 A4, X 4제곱인 4차식을 찾을 수 있죠. 그러니까 내가 여러분들한테 숙제로 예를 들어 점 100개를 주고 그 점 100개를 지나는 99차 방정식을 구하라 그러면 구할 수 있겠어 없겠어? 별거 아니죠. 식을 99차씩 써놓고 이퀘이션을 100/100 행렬을 인볼브한 연립방정식이 나오게 되고 그럼 그것만 풀면 그냥 그 식을 구하는 게 되죠. 오케이? 그 과정을 보여주는 거예요. 그 다음에 이제 P4 문제가 마지막인데 그냥 여기까지 설명을 해주죠. Write a linear system with 4 unknowns and 4 equations satisfying each condition below. Solution set with 1 unknowns, solution with 2 unknowns. 그럼 뭐 그냥 하나 연립방정을 주는데 프리 베리어블이 하나인 거, 프리 베리어블이 둘인 걸 그냥 구해주면 되는 것이죠. 그냥 쉽게 쓸 수 있지. 이것도 실제로 계산을 해준 게 있는데 그래서 보시면 되고 그러고 뭐 학생들이 이 문제 풀이한 것들 여기 동영상에서 볼 수 있어요. I think that's the end of it. But most important thing is here. Okay? Here you can find the solution set here that I made. The whole the solution can be found in here. And also I made up here. 자, 여기서 이게 파이어폭스에서는 구글에서는 잘 보여. 여기에 보면 이 정리들 메인 CRM들만 쭉 증명하고 정리해 준 게 있어요. 이게 어떤 의미가 있는 거냐면 그러게 메인 CRM 여기 있어요. 여기 들어가서 보세요. 여기 보면 이 정리들이 여러분들이 이번 학기에 배울 정리들이에요. 이거는 내 증명을 다 가르쳐 줄 거예요. 이거 외의 증명은 그냥 설명해줘서 가르쳐 줄 거예요. 근데 이 증명들은 내가 증명을 해줄 거예요. 그리고 시험에도 증명이 나오는 거는 증명을 직접 써라 또는 증명을 스케치하라 또는 아는 대로 풀어 써라 하고 나오는 건 요 정리에서만 나와요. 지금 보면 알겠지만 6장까지는 몇 개 없죠. 그러니까 중간고사 때는 증명 문제가 별로 없을 거예요. 그렇지만 7장부터는 쭉 내용이 많이 있잖아요. 이것들을 여러분들이 실제로 이번 학기에 배우는 거예요. 기말고사 때는 그 증명을 그 CRM의 의미가 뭔지를 이해하는 게 꼭 필요해요. 그러기 위해서 여러분들이 많은 디스커션이 필요해요. 우리 반에서는 그런 충분한 디스커션을 할 수 있도록 이제 3월이 지나고 4월부터는 이제 팀을 나눠서 충분히 디스커션을 해가면서 이 개념들을 서로 이해하고 그렇게 하도록 할 거예요. 자, 이게 여러분들이 이런 것들을 배울 거라는 거를 미리 알아두도록 하세요. 그리고 이거를 모르면 계속 질문하고 그러고 해줄게요. 보고 그 다음에 다음 시간에 다음 주에 이제 3장을 시작하도록 하겠습니다. Any questions? Okay. Class dismissed. 수고들 했어요.